see, this is not a political poem. It's a poem about life, about brothers, about sisters, about peace, about strife. This is not a political poem, I repeat, this is not a political poem. It's a poem that speaks about what we go through as a people. It's a poem that seeks to express the fact that all men were created equal. But some men have become more equal than others, so they loot and plunder, dip their bows into our collective purse, fill their bellies and shit on the rest of us. But this is not a political poem. It's a poem about life, about brothers, about sisters, about peace, about strife. It's a poem about outrageous, fictitious budgets and the legislators who approve them. It's a poem about power, the interest of the people, and the politicians who confuse them. It's a poem I wrote in the grips of emotion, tears mingling with ink. A poem I hope to inspire my listeners to think. Nay, a poem I pray to drive my listeners, the masses, to rage and mobilize them to march against men living in rocks, against unhallowed chambers where politicians meet, pretend to make laws, greet, eat, and pick their teeth with our collective destinies. But this is not a political poem, it's a revolution. It's the evolution of a people refusing to suffer and smile no more, of people determined to stand down the facade of a government and its sham democracy, of people willing to spill blood if need be. But this is not a political poem. It's a poem about life, about brothers, about sisters, about peace, about strife. But if peace will cost us truth and justice, then let it be known that I'd rather have strife, I'd rather wage war. These folks in Abuja are not my brothers, nor my sisters, and as for the bonds that bind us together, I trust it no more. So meet me outside after the recital if you're ready to fight. Get my number, give me your call if you're sick or barking and now you're ready to fight. But if they come looking for me, asking about what I said here, sniffing around for treasonable felonies, tell them I raved and I ranted, I sang and I chanted, but I did not recite a political poem because this is not a political poem. It's a poem about life, about brothers, about sisters, about peace, about strife. I mean, it's a good sign, I'm sorry. When the revolution spoke, blind minds open, you can't stop the word that's been spoken. When the revolution spoke, the comedians couldn't joke, even the rich felt broke. When the revolution spoke, they said it was treason, but couldn't jail the rhyme without reason. When the revolution spoke, 1 million youths marching, all in the pop, they smashing. I was born to black Nigerian parents of lowly means. Poverty, lack, and swallow, I know very well what they mean. I was born into the crowd, an insignificant statistic amongst the masses, watching the economy dwindle, eroding the middle class, observing my folks choose between the upper or lower classes. I was raised up on these streets, so I'm privy to its sorrows, its pains, and its tears. I'm privy to the retired sergeant in a one-room shack, crowded with kids awaiting pension, a symbol of wasted years. I'm privy to disillusioned youths in pursuit of loot, brandishing rebellion and holding distorted perceptions of life and truth. On the streets I see the apprentice mechanic, the street hawker, the tout, kids only in their teens. All hopes of an education and now ghosts languishing in the graveyard of their dreams. I see the petty trader and oh yes, she looks distressed. She's the mother of 5 barely spaced kids and she can't handle the stress. Her man is a downfall driver, but the routes are filled with police and admirals, so which day he comes back with less. Can somebody please tell me where to find opportunity because it's hardly seen or recognized amongst the masses where I'm from, where misery is sung by the tongue of the old and the young. John couldn't gain employment with his school son, so he killed his conscience and employed a gun, where greed and lust aspire against the poor to convert their daughters into shameless whores. These things I saw, these things I bore, in fellowship with the masses. Growing up on these ghetto streets, I seen it all. I remember friends who thought school uncool, plus they couldn't afford it, so they chose to gamble on football. But many games have since been played, many years gone by, and I still can't find them. I guess they never made it. Just like their folks and the others I remember growing up with on these ghetto streets. These ghetto graveyards where lives are wasted and dreams are buried. My wife says, honey, don't be worried, our generation will change it. We'll right the wrongs of our fathers, shake off the inertia of our mothers. We won't disciple the same. Excuse my language, but I'm still trying to believe her. I'm still hoping we believe her. Still hoping we're sober enough to do it. Still hoping we're wise and clever enough to go through it. Still hoping we realize we need much more than entertainers. Because when oil meets its nemesis in alternative fuel, we need much more than booty shaking videos and meaningless songs to sustain us. Friends upon us, rest upon us. So that our talking and our doing rebuild the old doings, but that is what the task is. I'm still hoping my kids don't get to see these things I saw. Still hoping they don't get there these things I bought in fellowship with the masses. When the revolution spoke, blind minds open, you can't stop the word being spoken. When the revolution spoke, the comedians couldn't joke, even the rich felt broke. When the revolution spoke, they said it was treason, but couldn't jail the rhyme without a reason. When the revolution spoke, 1 million youths marching, all in the party, smashing. I'll do one more word before I go. I believe this gathering is a celebration of words. I mean, we have distinguished authors, lowly poets, all in the celebration of words. Words. In the beginning is words. In the beginning of the world and in the beginning of my world, words have always been there. I fell in love with them as a little boy. That little skinny kid, the other boys thought strange because he didn't enjoy playing with toys. I found joy rather in words. I pondered, tasted, wrestled, cherished words. Truly, words have been faithful to me. When I found her and desperately needed to express my love, words came to the rescue. I read them when I fear. I speak them in despair. I take them with me everywhere. And so when I was asked to step up to the stage, I couldn't help but share words. The power, the depth, the length of them. Armies have mustered on the strength of them. Words wielded by dictators have made guns drop, bombs pop, and forced the ground to swallow innocent blood. Words spoken by saints and diplomats have forced warring parties to sheath their swords. Words, my long-lost love, my newfound I can never do without you. Words keep my bills paid, since words I'll always confuse. Words, the power, the depth, the length of them. How often we despise the strength of them. By faith we understand that the walls were framed by words. So if words create, and indeed they do, then take them with you and create a better union between your spouse and you. Use them rightly on your keys and watch them sprout like where the one succeeds. Let them convey respect to everyone you meet. Let them serve as a conduit to pass encouragement to the poor and the needy. Let them inspire insurrection against political highwaymen, the corrupt and the greedy. Words, colorless, without gender or race, to take them with you and make the world a better place. Words, the power, the depth, the length of them. This poem is a ode to the strength of it.